I don't talk about altcoins a lot, but when I do, this is beautiful. If you are in a Telegram, you have found this one, and this one is ripping, and it shows to me like, okay, maybe it's time to talk a little bit more about altcoins. So if you like that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's get right into the content. So what I would like to do is I would like to change the content a little bit on this channel. We have been talking a lot about not buying altcoins, which did super well for us. The market has been going down a lot lately. Bitcoin has been pretty stable, I must admit, of course. But yeah, then again, the year is not over, right? The second half of the year, I still expect things to go down. So to make things clear, my thesis hasn't changed. I still think that Bitcoin goes down towards around 20K, maybe lower, and that the altcoin market will take a big hit. But it doesn't mean we should not prepare. And by preparing, I don't necessarily mean YOLOing into every single altcoin you see a big red candle on, because that way you have already thrown all your money away over the last couple of months and you won't have anything less left for when the big crash finally happens. But with preparing, I do mean have your watch list ready. Be prepared how to find these coins. So let's talk more about that. And also on this channel, I would regularly want to talk about a list of around 10 altcoins that I will actually dollar cost into when the time is right. Some of these are high caps, some of these are small caps, and some of these are coins that hasn't released yet, because there are a couple of coins that are like insanely interesting. On the Patreon, we already talked about it. So if you do not know about these coins, subscribe to the Patreon and check it out right there. It's not that you're missing out if you're not a member of the Patreon, but if you just want some extra time to research all these things and discuss the next best gems, then it's a very good place. At least that's one of the things that you can do over there. So to talk about the altcoin market real quick though, in general, before we jump into some altcoins that I have on my watch list for this year. The total 3 is hanging there, and it's getting pretty exciting because we were in a huge downtrend, of course, from the moment the bear market started. We broke out of this trend, and now we're bouncing off of it, but using it as support basically instead of resistance. But yeah, it's still going down. However, on a smaller time frame, but still a long time frame, since the last 1.5 years, altcoins are also in a downtrend where they make lower highs. Now, on the other side, they are making higher lows. Which one of the two is going to break? Well, I think that if you use your common sense, you would know that it will probably break to the downside. No, expect. Why do I say that? Well, it's what we have been talking about earlier. The S&P is now finally correcting. If the S&P goes down, Bitcoin goes down. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down. There's no liquidity in the market. There's probably a recession going to hit. Altcoins are losing the battle against Bitcoin. How much do you want? Like, there are a lot of reasons for altcoins to go down, right? The liquidity is just drying up. So it doesn't take a lot for the altcoin market to really go down hard, right? Here we had a lot of liquidity. It took a lot to get a big red candle. Now there's so little liquidity in the altcoin market that it doesn't take a lot to get such another big red candle again. Difference is that we are now sitting at last support, right? When we were here, there were a lot of support levels. Now, when we go down, there is not much. There is just not much, right? It also doesn't take much to go up in when you look at it like that. But when I look at the things that I've just mentioned, the S&P and Bitcoin and the recession coming up and just the face of the market that we are in, it's just not time for altcoins to really go up yet, right? Therefore, we see a lot of altcoins bleed. Now, this is one of the altcoins that we gave the call on the channel as well. Like, I don't talk a lot, like I said at the beginning, I don't talk about altcoins that much, but when we do, they're doing pretty well, right? And that's just because we're cautious right now, because it's a bear market. If you call 10 coins, probably one is going up. So I rather don't talk about it too much right now, so that if I do, I'm pretty sure that I have researched it quite well and that it's likely doing very well. So, but we will do that more in the near future, of course. But Hypercycle, for example, this part of Singularity Net, AGX, yeah, this one is doing crazy. Sophiaverse is cooling off right here, but also from Singularity Net, but still up like 4x from the sell price, doing quite well. So there are definitely altcoins doing well. If you look at some other coins though, Delysium, I don't know, man. Not looking so good at the moment. If you're running a node, then it doesn't matter. You have your money back already probably, and you're getting in passive every day. But buying it from the open market in such a downtrend, it had a very hard pump after the Bitboy listing, but it got sold off right away and it made new lows. Yeah, too bad. Altura is one of the altcoins that was holding up quite decent, but yeah, then again, if you look at this like this, it's found its lows, right, in December, January. It had a very hard run where it found the top. It had a perfect double top, and now it's cooling off. Yeah, such a double top pattern looks to me like it's now on the way to find new lows again. Maybe not here, but yeah, somewhere around 2.4 cents and maybe all the way down to 1.4. That's definitely possible. But like a lot of coins like GALA making new lows, Illuvium making new lows, IMX on the way to make new lows right there, Miria sitting quite low, of course, right? Nakamoto Games is a real exception right there. However, Vulcan Forged, like you could say like, oh, well, this has been ranging, it's not making new lows. Well, against this Bitcoin pair, right, it made new lows a couple of months ago. Right, Remark, low cap, made new lows just now. Seedify making new lows. Superverse making new lows. Veracity on its Bitcoin pair hanging there, right? But if it goes down hard. And these are just gaming. I'm not even talking about the rest of the altcoins that I look at. Cardano really hanging there. AVAX making new. Well, I can go on and on and on. So. Therefore, I said for many months, I think for a year now, like, hey guys, I'm not talking about specific altcoins too much. It's just going down, right? And I hope we saved a lot of money. But now it's time to prepare because there are a lot of good altcoins there. So what I am doing right now, I'm building my watch list, which I will show you in a sec. And I'm building a moonshot watch list as well, which I will talk about later. So stay tuned to the channel, you know, subscribe, turn the bell notification on, because we're gonna talk about the trashy 1,500,000 market cap coins as well. Okay. But it's not time yet because they can go down 50% still. And after that, it can still go down another 50%. And that's a very good way to lose a lot of money for now, right? And that's not what we want. So let me get my list for you guys. And by the way, we are doing this portfolio giveaway, right? Where we set up 4 crypto portfolios with coins called by famous YouTubers and 1 portfolio with coins called by the community. Well, guess who's winning so far? The community. We have, for example, Nakamoto Games in there, which is doing very well. But we also had PASG, right? And PASG, we are up 166% since that we have bought it. We have bought it for 1.3 cents. It's now sitting at, 3.6 or so, right? As I just showed you, it's doing absolutely fantastic, but I think that PASG is going to be huge. The market cap is getting like quite high right now. But yeah, I mean, still could do a 10x from here, right? I don't know, maybe even more than that, but it's really picking up some steam. But this is like when it comes to gaming, metaverse, all of that social shit, like crazy. It's really, really, really good. It's only on Max C though. So I think it could definitely do well when it gets some exchange listings, but maybe later on in this year. So what I already would like to say, all the coins that I will mention on the channel, Bitcoin is still #1 in this time frame, okay? And that's simply, like I said, because altcoins are losing from Bitcoin, and I do expect it to go down more. It doesn't mean that altcoins go down on their dollar pair necessarily, if you look at this chart, because Bitcoin can go up big time when altcoins go down on their Bitcoin pair, so altcoins still can stay stable or up against the dollar pair, but then it was still a better idea to just buy Bitcoin and buy altcoins later with that Bitcoin. Okay, that strategy has worked out for me very well over the last year. And most altcoins that I mentioned, I don't even have them yet, or I don't have a big position in them yet. But I want to have it on my radar at least. So the first one is one that I've been talking about a lot on this channel, and that's Seedify. Seedify is one of my favorite projects out there because it's a launchpad and it gives you access to pre-sales to new crypto gaming, AI, DeFi, metaverse, crypto gaming projects mainly. Which is going quite against the narrative of just buying an altcoin hoping that it goes up, because as you can see, the SFund token itself has been going down quite hard, and it's still in a major downwards trend. It doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. If you look at it against its BNB pair, still in a downwards trend, and it just doesn't look that good. But nevertheless, if you look at my profits right here, I want to show you this. For example, this is just one pre-sale that I participated in. I participated in the one that I've just showed you, Hypercycle, put in $9,500, got 14,000 in return so far, and still $62,000 is waiting for me because I made a clean 8x with just one pre-sale. So only like this vesting is worth more than my complete Seedify bag that I needed to participate in this pre-sale, right? So therefore, launchpads like Seedify are so valuable. And I think therefore, SFund is one of the best buys you can get in the next crypto, well, before the next crypto bull run. But it's all with the disclaimer, like, I'm not saying buy it now, okay? Maybe this is finally the bottom, but that's what we also could have thought over here, or here, or here, or here, or here, right? So far, it's not. So 56 cents, yeah, compared to the $18 where it came from, beautiful. But who says it can go to like 25? If you don't mind your short-term losses, then totally fine and go ahead. Together with that, we also have SNFTS, and SNFTS is like, well, let's say the little brother of Seedify, of SFund. It's also Seedify, and SNFTS is basically building a metaverse where you can build your own metaverse. So if you look at Seedworld, they're building something quite beautiful. It's looking very fantastic what they are building. Take a real quick look at this. It's, in my opinion, super interesting, especially if you know how low cap the token is actually. And to tell you, it's not AAA or anything, right? But it's not a game, it's a metaverse. And if you realize how insane Sandbox went, yeah, this looks way better than Sandbox, for example. So you can create your own metaverse in there. Super cool, super awesome. And they have these like super cheap NFTs as well, which you can get on OpenSea or Magic Eden or whatever. The team, like Levent, is super transparent. I must say that Seedify is really not doing so well when it comes to, you know, just simply making sure that the website works and all of that. But yeah, come on. I mean, you can't have it all. I think this is on the low one of the most interesting coins out there. And this is really a low cap. It's like 5 million, 6 million. Well, in the middle. Fully diluted 25 million. It will never get there though. But even fully diluted is low cap. And when we look at purely price performance, yeah, the last time it went here, after that, the whole crypto market got a bounce. And just because SNFTS is so low cap and has so low liquidity compared to the higher cap projects, it did a 7x basically, right? And we're now sitting at the same level. So could we see something like that? Yeah, of course we could. Not saying we will. Maybe we will break down and go to $1 million market cap. Yeah, in that case, I'm gonna stack up on it because I believe in the future of this. The next one on my list is definitely Vulcan Forged. Vulcan Forged is a project that, look, I mean, you can look at it like this. It has been ranging for like, well, this is not even the chart that takes it back most. I think the best chart is here. Yeah. So Vulcan Forged has been ranging here for 1.5 years. All right. Anywhere between $2.50 and $5, basically. It lately had a pump towards that $5, but they had some news which was like really disappointing. The whole crypto gaming world was excited about what was to come. It wasn't that interesting, but it doesn't mean that it's not a good project for the long term. If you look at Vulcan Forged on its Bitcoin pair, you do see though that it's not been ranging, right? It has been going down, and we finally broke out of that trend. And yeah, we are now likely to retest that. But yeah, like I said, you can of course expect something like this, where we bounce, get rejected all the time, break out, and then bounce like that. So. Also, is it now the best moment to buy? I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, you can time the bottom anyway. For the long term, I think Vulcan Forged will definitely outperform, and I'm super interested in that. Next one, Altura. Altura is also pretty low cap, higher cap than SNFTS though, but that's really a micro cap. But Altura has like a $20 million market cap or so, 22 million as we speak. 30 million fully diluted. So even the fully diluted is low cap. That's some great news, right? Because it can never go to a, let's say, $100 million market cap without the price going up. I really love what Altura is building. It's really the center of NFTs, and they are building super hard in this bear market. They have some great partnerships, and the price is just not reflecting that yet. And that's what I like. Well, it is reflecting in the way, by the way. Yeah, it's kind of reflecting though. It's not at the valuation that it deserves to be, but then again, yeah, it is a bear market. But yeah. From January, basically, it had a pump of a 7x as well, right? That's what happens with good quality low caps. They pump a lot. Now it's not sitting at that 550%. Now it's sitting at 300%, right? So it is cooling off, and the buying opportunity is following. And I'm shifting a little bit because I also had GALA on my watch list. I spoke a lot about GALA. And I think GALA could still do well, but purely out of principles, I'm selling my GALA. And why do I do that? I'm not selling it for dollars right now, but I'm putting my GALA into Altura. Why? Altura has been building, and Altura is way more low cap. I'm not selling GALA like everybody else does because the founders are suing each other, but it's bad news on top of bad news on top of bad news. It's not looking well. And I've bought a GALA film note like 1.5 years ago for $5,000. And there is no word about it. Nothing about the tokenomics from the token that's supposed to come out. No white paper, nothing in the Discord. The team doesn't care to respond about it. And everybody keeps asking about it. And to be honest, the team doesn't give a shit about its investors. And then I feel like, okay, then I don't need my GALA holdings anymore. If it does 100x from here and I miss out, too bad. I don't care. I don't want it. I just don't like what the team is doing right now. And now they are selling more notes, more film notes. Well, I feel like, man, your investors are waiting and asking for 1.5 years. Like, what's up with these notes? Is it finally showing some reward in some kind of a way? They don't say anything, but they just start selling new notes. I feel like, come on. And they're not getting sold. Like, of course not. $5,000. $5,000 invested in the right place at this time of the market can make you so much money. And then you're going to buy a film note that's totally silent? Of course not. People are smarter than that. So I haven't done it yet though, but I'm going to do it probably after this video. But I'm going to put it in Altura. You could say like, is this the best time? Like selling GALA at the low and buying Altura at quite a high level. This is for my long term. I don't care, man. I really don't care. I just want to have a bigger exposure in Altura. That's what I want. But I don't want to spend any money at my portfolios for now. But I also do want to get rid of my GALA. So 1 + 1 is 2, right? So yeah. Next one on my list is one that I'm definitely not buying at the moment. And that's AVAX. AVAX is building. AVAX is really building hard with their side chains and with everything that has to do with gaming on their chain. And it's really looking good for AVAX. The price, however, isn't. And there is some token vesting, and it's not the best time yet to invest. As you can see, it's still like really going down quite hard. It's not perfect line, but you can see that the price is just not performing well. And they broke this major support. And what I can imagine is that the price will probably do something like a retest and then finally finds the new support level, which is $4.50, right? It could, of course, go here and just find support out of nowhere. So I'm not completely waiting for this level, but I am very prepared for AVAX to get down towards $4.50, give or take. So it has been a very bad performer. However, I think that AVAX is a very good investment for the long term. And I just don't want to miss out on that. It's quite high cap, right? When you compare it to an Altura or anything. But yeah, then again, it's a complete chain, right? And they're building quite hard. And we must understand it went from a $30 billion market cap to 3. So it is actually 10 times as low as where it was. So yeah, could we see a 10x on AVAX? Well, from this price, yeah, it could maybe. If it goes back, maybe not, I don't know. But at least a 5x from these levels is what I expect. And that's a relative safe play. I want to have my top 10 spread out like low caps, high caps, you know, risk management right here. Time is like we are pretty far in the video. The next video I will continue with the rest of the coins because I don't want to make it too long like I always do. But this is kind of the direction I want to go, but with a big ass disclaimer once again. Bitcoin is still crashing altcoins. Altcoins are going still going down. You have to be cautious. You have to, you know, the time that you put in crypto is the time that you want to research it, not the time you want to throw your money away, right? Because you never know which coin is going to go down and which one is going to go down hard. Last thing, a lot of people, they are very much carried away in the market. And for example, they say like, just buy Caspa, right? Because that's one that's going up. It's so stupid. Because at a certain point, this one also will go down. And people have been talking about here, buy. Bro, sorry, I'm not buying all-time highs. And you should not as well. So far, it has been playing out for these people. Definitely, not gonna lie about that. But the risk reward, it's about risk management. And we have so many like discounts in the crypto space right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy something that it's at an all-time high. Like how stupid is that, right? So look at low prices, wait for them to bottom out. Don't get carried away with some altcoins that doing exceptional. Because again, these are exceptions and you cannot pick the exceptions before they are exceptions. And otherwise you're going to FOMO in, be exit liquidity, lose your money. So yeah, I want to leave it there. Again, if you want to learn a lot more about being early and get a lot of exclusive content, check out the Patreon. Still have to adjust that. Sorry for the guys that are already in and don't see the names there. I will fix it. Guys, thanks for watching. Take care.